I think it will thrill you. It may shock you. It might even horrify you. So if any of you feel that you do not care to subject your nerves to such a strain, now is your chance to, well, we've warned you.
Hey guys, welcome to Happywax TV. So, time for another Blu-ray haul. This one's actually quite big, and as I mentioned in the last episode, I am super excited about this Blu-ray haul because I had the opportunity to buy something that I never, well, I mean, I could have ordered it and paid an arm and a leg for it, but I pretty much had it handed to me for really next to nothing. I mean, I still paid a good amount for it, but not near what it's worth. So, but we'll save that till the end because I'm really excited. Some of you may look at it and you'll be like, I don't see what the big deal is. But for me, growing up, this is a big deal. So anyways, okay, so I've got quite a few movies here. So I'll go as fast as I can. I'll try not to ramble like I normally do. So I have multiple copies of these movies, The Lord of the Rings, but I don't have this style of casing where it comes in, and this is the Fellowship of the Rings. I'll just show you quickly. They're all kind of the same, where they all have the discs and I mean loads of special features and extended features, and there's like when you fold it out, there's the pictures, and then there's these little booklets inside. It has the maps, the appendix, all sorts of stuff, legends, and then it's got stuff on the back, and then it's just every book, and then there's you know, what's on the discs and all that sort of stuff. So everyone's the same. I'll show you these quick here. So they're all, sorry. There's that one, and then there's the two towers. But when you open them up, they're all. I mean, that's a cool picture there. And then same thing. You just open them up. It's got a map, the map booklet, and then all the special discs. And then my favorite of the bunch of the three is the Return of the King. Same thing. It's got the booklet, more awesome pictures, you know, and then the maps and all sorts of stuff. So anyways, this was a good find for me. I have like I said, multiple copies of this on Blu-ray and DVD, but I do not have these books cases, but I do now. So there you go. We'll get that started off on the right foot with a little bit of Lord of the Rings, because that was probably one of the greatest trilogies ever made. And yeah, it's just, you know, anytime one of those movies are on TV, it's just something you have to watch through, you know what I mean? I didn't really care for the Hobbit movies. I don't know, I just felt that they took one movie and made it into three, and it just seemed drawn out and kind of boring to me. But the Lord of the Rings, man, that was fucking killer. So anyways, okay, let's get on to this stack first. So, okay, some of you might laugh again. This is primarily a horror channel, but not exclusively horror movies, such as the case is this. I had to buy this. One of my favorite movies, but I really enjoyed this movie growing up, was Grease. And I got this given to me. It's the DVD, but it's in like a leather coat. I don't know if you can see that on the camera there. Let me take the movie out. So there's the movie, and then it comes in this leather jacket with grease on it. You can zip it up and all that sort of stuff. So I thought that was kind of cool. Just my Aunt Rosa, rest in peace. This was her favorite movie. I remember when I was, God, how old was I? Like 9 or 10. We used to go visit my dad's side of the family in Thunder Bay, and my Aunt Rosa, the one year that movie came out, I swear to God, she saw it 50 times in the summer when it came out, and we were there. We'd usually go for week-long visits in the summertime, and I think I went and saw it with her like 5 times in the week that I was there. So it was like a daily thing for her when it first came out. She loved this movie so much. So okay, and then these now. Okay, so Resident Evil, I know a lot of critics don't like it, and it got, you know, for the most part, it didn't really ever get really good reviews, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I'm a huge fan of Mila Jovovich for many reasons, but I love these movies. How do I, like the first two, like, okay, so here's what we got going here. So I got these, they're steel books. They're all steel books, okay? all steelbooks, and they're all there except for the last one. And in my opinion, Resident Evil, which was the original one, was a fucking awesome movie. I loved it, and even now it's on Netflix and I watch it all the time. It's one of the movies I put on that I fall asleep to when I'm going to bed. So I love this movie so much. And then Apocalypse came out, and I'll tell you, it didn't get very good reviews. I fucking love this movie. I thought it was just as good as the first one. And then Resident Evil kind of shit the bed. Extinction was okay, but you could tell they were kind of scrambling for a plot, and it just was starting to struggle. And then I honestly, for the life of me, can't remember what came next, whether it was Retribution or Afterlife. I don't know. If I wasn't so fucking lazy, I would have looked it up before I started talking to you guys, but whatever. But there's those two. I think this one's the fourth one. Afterlife. It's the one where it kind of takes place in the prison, and then Retribution, and then I can't maybe remember what the last one was called, but the last one was really good. They kind of went back to the old ways, and I mean, it was a good way to end it, if it is ending, which I think it is. So, but anyways, so I just wanted the guilty pleasure for me. I love these movies, and the great thing is that there's 6 of them, and Mila Jovovich stars in all of them, which is pretty cool. So, and they're all steelbooks. So, I mean, that's even, I don't know, what's the word for 6? Whatever. But it's cool that they're all steelbooks. I already have all these. I have a collector's edition here somewhere. Oh, right there. Right there is the Resident Evil collector's edition on Blu-ray, but I don't have any of the steelbooks, but now I have them all. So, anyways, classic movie here from the director of Texas Chainsaw Massacre called The Funhouse. This movie is fucking awesome. I've seen it a handful of times. I own the VHS and I also own the DVD, but I surprisingly, for some reason, didn't own the Blu-ray, but now I do. It was sitting there in my pile, and I took it, and this thing is awesome. If you haven't seen this movie, it really is a classic, and it should be watched by all horror fans. Growing up when I was a kid, Sinbad, The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, was one of my favorite movies of all time. First of all, because it's Ray Harryhausen and his creatures, and the stop motion, like the Cyclops creature is fantastic, but anything he does, like with King Kong or Jason and the Argonauts, Ray Harryhausen is a legend, and any movie that he puts his creatures into kicks ass. And The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad, there's a lot of Sinbad movies, and this one by far is the best. So if you haven't seen this one, find it and watch it, because it is fucking awesome. Loved it. Gladiator, steelbook. I got a lot of steelbooks in here. This haul is actually good. This movie is, well, it's by Ridley Scott, who I just love, obviously, for his Alien movies and stuff like that. I think it's just fantastic. But I did not really know who Russell Crowe was until I saw this movie in the theater. I remember going to see it in the theater. I just thought the trailer looked really cool. But man, I'll tell you, Russell Crowe, I mean, he was the guy I kind of looked to as, like, just how cool he was in the movie, the way he looked, the way he carried himself. Now, he's kind of, I don't want to be rude, but he's not the same as he was in this movie, that's for sure. Obviously, he's older, but he was just, you know what I mean? Like, he just looked fucking cool in this movie, and it just made it so much better. And Joaquin Phoenix is in this, and I love Joaquin Phoenix, anything he's in. But I don't know, man. It's just Ridley Scott, Russell Crowe, Joaquin Phoenix. I mean, you can't go wrong. This is a fucking great movie. And again, I've said this before for numerous movies. If you're flipping through the channels on TV and you come across this movie, it's just kind of something you just don't flip past. You just kind of sit there and watch the whole thing. So, and I don't own this. I don't own this at all, actually, on DVD, Blu-ray, nothing. So now I have the Blu-ray steel case. Oh, what else we got here? X-Men Apocalypse. Again, another steel case. This movie was actually pretty good. I didn't think it was as good as it could have been, but I mean, it was pretty cool. I mean, there was a lot of hate on the Apocalypse character, the way he looked, you know, in the test screenings and stuff. But I think they pulled it off pretty good. He was pretty cool. The story was it was okay. Definitely wasn't the best X-Men movie, but definitely worth watching. So, but I got it on Steelbook now, so that's awesome. And I don't even know what this movie is. Oh, okay, White House Down. I've never seen this. I think this is a sequel to another movie. I don't know what it's called. White House Down. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe if this is a sequel and you know what it is. I don't really watch these kind of movies, so if you know what the first movie that came out, I don't even know who that is, who even stars in this, but they gave it to me because it's a steelbook. So yeah, I don't know if you. I think that's Jamie Foxx. Yeah, I think Jamie Foxx is in this too. I don't know if you recognize this movie. Let me know. This isn't really something that I would watch. So, but if you recognize it, let me know who's in this, and if there's. I think there's a. This is part 2. So let me know. Okay, I have multiple versions of The Matrix. I fucking love it. It is one of my favorite movies of all time. But I do not have this particular steel case, and when it was sitting there, obviously I'm going to snatch it up because I want it before anybody else can get their hands on it. So I just thought this thing was fucking cool as shit, and you can never have enough copies of The Matrix because really it is one of the greatest and groundbreaking movies of all time. And I will argue that point with anyone, but there really should be no arguments. So, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. Okay, so this movie really was a pile of shit. It really was. If you've seen it, you know what I'm talking about. But the reason I got this was just primarily because it's a steelbook, and I love my fucking steelbooks, and I will buy anything that is in steelbook. You know what I mean? So that's why I bought it. I think the cover looks cool. The back of it looks cool, but unfortunately the movie itself, piece of shit. Oh, what do we got here? Oh, classic fucking movie, The Fearless Vampire Killers. Man, if you have not seen this movie, Jack McGowan, Sharon Tate, seriously, if you have not seen this movie, it is a fucking classic. Do yourself a favor, find it and watch it. You will fucking love it. It's just, I'm not even going to tell you what it's about. Just find it and watch it, and you'll be like, oh, I should really write Happywax and say thank you to him because that movie was fucking awesome. So, Fearless Vampire Killers. I have the Blu-ray, but I don't have the DVD, but this is the DVD, so now I have it. So it is fucking fantastic. Okay, Nightmare Before Christmas. I can't explain to you how much I love The Nightmare Before Christmas. This is the 25th anniversary, the 20th anniversary edition of that movie. I also have the 2-disc Walt Disney Collector's Edition. I also have, believe it or not, I also have cologne that I would never wear, but cologne called Bone Daddy. That is from The Nightmare Before Christmas, Jack Skellington. And I have other copies of it somewhere. I don't know, it's piled in here somewhere. Anyways, I have multiple copies of this movie. I fucking love it. I even have Jack Skellington on my finger, his face. So I love this fucking movie. I don't really need to say anything more about it other than if you haven't seen it, the fuck is wrong with you? Watch it, you will love it. And yeah, Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay, I don't know what this fucking movie is. They handed it to me at The Beat Goes On. It's called Solomon Kane, and it stars James Purefoy, who I've never fucking heard of, but it's a steelbook, which is why they set it aside from me. And I mean, the front cover looks cool. I know who Solomon Kane is, as you know, historically, but I have never fucking heard of this movie. So if you've heard of this, yeah, let me know, and maybe tell me if it's any good or not. I've never seen it. I probably should watch it, but yeah, I don't know anything about that movie other than the steel case looks fucking awesome. Gremlins. Believe it or not, I do not own a copy of Gremlins on any format, whether it be Blu-ray, well I do now because this is the Blu-ray, but Blu-ray, DVD, or DVD, anything. I just, you know, wasn't a huge fan of the Gremlins. I don't know if I'll get raked over the coals by the, you know, the hardcore old school people, but I was never a huge fan. But they had the 25th anniversary edition, and they're supposed to be remaking this movie, so surprise, surprise. But I mean, I've seen this multiple times. I just never really caught me when I was younger, but I thought, you know what, 25th anniversary edition, I might as well buy it. So I did, and there it is. And then this movie, again, it's not really a horror, well, I guess it kind of is a horror movie depending on how you look at it, but Black Hawk Down. Man, oh man, I'll tell you, Ridley Scott is he's such a fucking amazing director, and please tell me you've seen this movie, Black Hawk Down. I'm not a big fan of war movies. I've seen them, I've watched a bunch of them, you know, whatever, but this movie really got to me, and I fucking love this movie. It is non-stop action from the get-go, and the way it's filmed, and it's based on true events, and I don't know, man. I don't even, if you haven't seen it, I mean, you've got to watch this movie. It is a must. It's a movie that has to be viewed by everybody. It is fucking fantastic, and for those of you who have seen it, know what I'm talking about. It is just that damn fucking good. Okay, so here's my pile, but I'm gonna get rid of it because I want to fucking show you guys this. Okay, so pardon me for just 1 second because this was fantastic. When the people that I bought this, like when I called to see if this was still available, and they said yes, I honestly couldn't fucking believe it. I was like, I think I did in conversation ask them why they were giving it up, but I wasn't going to argue with them. And the price they were asking was more than fair. I mean, I couldn't believe it. But anyways, okay, so when I left the price tags on, which I didn't take off. But anyways, when I was growing up, there was a few TV series that I watched. There was The Outer Limits, you know, and then there was Star Trek that I would never miss, the original one. Alfred Hitchcock presents, sorry, a movie called, or a TV series called Night Galleries. The Outer Limits, which I think I just said. I have it here somewhere. I have, oh, it's in the other studio. I have all the seasons of that, but I do, well, now I do. I own every single episode of the original Twilight Zone TV series with Rod Serling. Every fucking episode is in these 5 collections here, and I now own it. I have searched for this for as long as I can remember, and the versions or copies that I found were either, you know, they're just beat up and shitty looking, or the price that they were asking. Well, I guess you can ask anything because this movie is, like, it is, really is one of a groundbreaking, one of the all-time, I mean, how many movies and TV series would we not have if it wasn't for the Twilight Zone, to be honest with you? Do you know what I mean? And anyways, I've been looking and looking for these for I don't know how long, and I finally found a collection that was fairly decently priced and in great fucking condition, and I now own it. So that's my big surprise. So for the people, you know, subscribers and the guys, people watching who can appreciate this, I mean, you know how exciting it is to own every fucking version of the Twilight Zone, and I just, yeah, I now own it. But there'll be some of them you're like, well, what's the big fucking deal? You know what I mean? It's Twilight Zone. Well, I mean, really, this TV series was groundbreaking, and I fucking loved it. So yeah, and there you go. So that was my big surprise. That was my big reveal. Was I now own the entire collection of the Twilight Zone TV series. So, and I could not honestly be more happy about it. There's probably a good chance I won't watch hardly any of these. I just wanted to own it. There will be some that I own, or that I watch, but I'm just glad that I own it and I'm able to put it in my collection. And I have such a pile of fucking movies and stuff. You'll probably notice if I get around to it in the next video, by the next video, maybe not, by the weekend anyways, I have to add another shelf in here because I have a stack of fucking movies and stuff on my table in the other studio. So, and yeah, they're starting to pile up. So I got to get a new shelf and rearrange stuff in here. So the camera shot's going to be a little bit wider once I get that set up and all the other stuff. So, because it just keeps coming in. And this isn't even half the stuff that's throughout my house, which I know have to do an episode on and show you all that stuff, but in time. I mean, you know, I can only do little chunks at a time. So anyways, that's my latest Blu-ray haul. I wanted to show you this, and I was just so happy that I got this Twilight Zone collection. I'm so fucking ecstatic that I got it. So anyways, guys, let me know what you think of this Blu-ray haul. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you stuck around to the end, I asked this question in the last video. I just want to know, if you haven't answered the question already, if you're a subscriber, just what video did you watch of mine that actually made you hit the subscribe button? I'm just curious to know. And yeah, I got tons of stuff coming. I've got a few trailers. It's really been lackluster as far as horror trailers go lately, and even as far as horror movies coming out to review, there really hasn't been a lot. So, but I do have a couple trailers that I got sent to me a couple days ago that I probably should have put out sooner, but just been busy doing other things. Shockstock was on the weekend and other personal stuff with my daughter, soccer and stuff that I had to do. That comes first. This comes second, so I'll get to it when I get to it, but I am going to try and pump out a couple of these trailer reviews because the 2 movies that I did get sent to me look fucking fantastic. So anyway, stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe. Also, if you haven't answered me already, I would really appreciate it if you'd let me know what video you watched that made you subscribe. And yeah, guys, Twilight Zone, oh, it's all mine. So anyways, guys, until next time, stay scared.